Hello, today I'm in CSKA metro station. I'm on my way to meet my friend John. Now John's an English guy who lives here in Moscow, but what's different about John is he's been previously described in the Russian press as a Russian rugby hero. So I want to find out why an English guy is a rugby hero in Russia. Let's go find out. Alright, I'm here, I see John across the road. I'm going to go meet him. He's going to show us around where he played rugby, tell us a little about his life in Russia, and also he's got a famous footballing father, so stick around to find out more about that. And while you're doing that, please subscribe to my channel. Right, let's go. Alright guys, so I've met John. We're at the stadium. It's locked, we can't get in. How's it going, mate?
Really well, mate. Yeah, good to see you. We'll try and get in.
So you brought me to this stadium, but we can't get in. This is where you used to play?
It is, yeah. Most of the games are over here. Big sort of centre of some sort of amateur and sort of now professional rugby in Russia and in Moscow.
Right.
It's quite nice facilities. They've done it up a little bit, so hopefully you can see a bit more of it.
Right, an old lady just walked past us with a key. We're going to try and get in here. Here you go. If there's any rugby team still watching, did you see the acceleration on this guy? That was make or break for the video there, John.
What was that, yeah.
Well done, mate. John, before we go into the rugby, can you just tell us a little bit about how you ended up here, how long you've been here, and sort of what you do? Do you have a family? How's, you know?
Yeah, I arrived in about 2017. I came from Myanmar, Burma, it's often known as. Came over here, basically just start a new life really. Got a decent job opportunity. Plan was maybe stay 2 years, so 7 years later, still here. I've got a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters now.
So that's a Russian wife you've met her?
Yes, yeah, from Kazan, but we met in Moscow.
And she speaks English, obviously, because I don't think you speak much Russian, do you, mate?
Yeah, only a little bit.
Dva piva?
Yeah, dva piva.
2 beers.
Spasiba. That's about it. But now, yeah, my wife speaks English, which is obviously great. My daughter, eldest daughter, she's bilingual, which is amazing. So she does a lot of translating for me in supermarkets and
nice
general day-to-day stuff, which is pretty good.
So I guess that you feel that you're pretty much here then for life?
It's home.
No plans to go? It's home?
Yeah, no, it's home now. We love the place. Really safe city, so much to do. Amazing weather like today, and then obviously get the cold harsh winter, but it's still beautiful in that.
There you go. I mean, there you go. I think because we got a lot of people in the UK that are watching it that maybe a little bit dissatisfied with how things are going there. So you would, you know, you love your life here?
Oh, in a heartbeat, yeah.
Right, so I want to get onto your sporting career, your rugby career, especially your rugby career in Russia, but something that's interesting about you that people might find interesting, especially in the UK, is your dad was actually a professional footballer, but he played the top flight, which would now be the Premier League in England. It would have been the first division back then. What teams did he play for?
Yeah.
Or what's his name, first of all? People might be able to look him up.
Trevor Christie.
Trevor Christie put the Midlands team ahead.
I started off as late 70s and then played through the 80s into sort of the early 90s when he retired.
What was the main teams that he played for? Because he played for a few, didn't he?
Most famous clubs are probably Manchester City, Leicester City.
Before the oil money?
The
family just missed out on that one. That would have been good. You wouldn't even have...
I wouldn't be talking to you, mate.
That's it, there's levels to YouTube, isn't there?
But he played, I mean, probably the most successful time was in the old First Division, as Jim mentioned, now like the Premier League, the top flight. He scored 25 goals for Notts County.
And the top flight?
Yes.
Wow.
Winning goals against Manchester United.
Christie looking as cool as custard, comes back, 1, 2, 3, 4, shoots, goal! Goal! Goal!
Played all the famous grounds, Highbury, White Hart Lane, Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford, Anfield. Yeah, and played in Europe for Nottingham Forest as well.
Did you never want to, because you obviously got into rugby, did you never want to follow in his footsteps in football, or did you just prefer rugby?
I think for me, I think as a kid, everyone wants to be a footballer. And yeah, I put my heart into it really from quite a young age. Probably was never good enough, if I'm generally honest. And then I started playing rugby when I was 11, and we were training 3 times a week and playing games on a Saturday. And it sort of, the body shape changed a little bit, and then I was always a little bit, try and play whatever sport I play, try and play it to the highest standard.
So this is I'm guessing that translates as Federal Regular League. What's this, John?
Yeah, so it's like the Moscow League. It's a couple of divisions, play men's and women's now. If you see down here, Russian Rugby Union logo. So
this is Rugby Union?
Yeah, this is like Rugby Union now.
And you played Rugby League?
Played Rugby League. I was more of a Rugby League player, but I played Rugby Union growing up and over in Moscow as well.
So what are they playing in? So is it Union in this stadium now, do you think? Can you tell by the way the pitch is set? I don't know much about rugby.
Yeah, both really. I've played both here. It's predominantly now a Rugby Union pitch. Got some of the teams play here: Spartak Moscow, Locomotive, Philly itself, CSKA.
Let's climb in back into the stadium itself, and we can. Oh, what? So we've got the Olympic logo here. Would that have been? Has the Olympics been in Moscow? Yeah, 1980.
Yeah,
1980. Because there's a new documentary getting made about it actually. So maybe this stand dates back to then. You're playing rugby league in England.
Yeah.
You decide to go off to travel, pursue your career. You end up in Russia. How do you get involved? I mean, how does that work? Because maybe there's guys watching this thinking, you know, they want to get out of the UK, they're playing professional sport. I know we've got another friend who played top flight football in, where was it again? Myanmar?
No.
Where did Harry play?
Taiwan.
Taiwan, yeah. And he ended up in Champ Manager computer game. So, how does it work? Do you just rock up, you're a big guy, you just say, hey, can I get in the team? What happens? How do you go about it?
It's a brilliant experience.
Oh, we're about to get chucked out here, 1 second. He's Vinny. Right, that's it, man. We're trying to avoid going to the gulag, so the security guards just chucked us out. But we managed to get in, we got a good look around, so we're going to be respectful and leave. Right, security guards chucked us out, he's opened the gate for us. Should we take a, what's up here? Yeah. Let's take a walk up here, you can finish telling us about. You get to Russia, how do you start getting involved in the rugby scene here? And start playing at the, I guess you played in the top flight?
Yeah, I was playing in the top amateur league here and sort of working with the Russian Rugby League national team. It was, basically I got in contact with the European Federation, said could they put me in contact with somebody, a club I could join. And then luckily enough they put me in contact with CSKA, who were the best team at the time. National team coach was... Can
I just stop and explain something? So CSKA, what we usually say CSKA,
yeah.
You probably have heard of the football team, but it was the same in Serbia. Here in Russia they'll have like a football team, a rugby team, a basketball team, so it's like a club that encompasses lots of different sports. And that's who you were playing for?
Yeah, like you said, ice hockey, basketball. I think the thing about that is the way they work with this sort of club, you know, the same badge really brings the fans in. They can all jump on top of different sporting clubs and helps build that rivalry that sort of other sports like ice hockey, football already have naturally, but you've sort of got it built into the rugby here.
So was it quite well attended, the matches then?
Yeah, there'd always be a few hundred people. And I think with the sort of fan ID they're asking for at the football these days, I've noticed like it's getting more down to the rugby. Spartak Moscow quite heavily supported. There was about 500 people with flares and all sorts. Yeah, so I basically got in contact and started going training 3 times a week. They were training. It was quite intense in the winter.
Yeah, so you still play outside. Does the season run through the winter? Because of course, unless you've been here, I mean, it gets to like -27 is the coldest that I've experienced. How does that work?
It's sort of, you're outside.
Take a little lap at the tennis
playing.
courts.
Obviously, when the pitches freeze over, the main competitions stop. But you'll have snow rugby tournaments, like maybe small 5-a-side games. We even played 15s and 13s in the snow, and you can hardly run. That's a completely alien experience. Concrete hard pitches.
It's a real man's sport right there, isn't it?
I'll be the only one wearing shorts.
Got to get the calves out.
Yeah, but no, it's just there, and I started going along. I mean, a bit of a language barrier with the teams and the players, but all really dead welcoming. They all had a little bit of English, so you sort of, once you get training with them, you become mates quite quickly. So
what I thought was really interesting, that you almost played for the national team, and it wasn't due to ability or injuries or anything. It was just a sort of legal matter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You weren't here for long enough. So tell us a little bit about that, John.
We're building towards a fixture against Serbia in European Championships Group B, and it's part of the World Cup qualifying process. And Russia was in a time of sort of rebuilding, had a decent core of players, and was invited down to the trial. Unfortunately, the trial went really well. Got man of the match in the trial, I'd like to add.
Let's get that in, man.
But I had to be here for 5 years, and I was about 4.5 at the time. So unfortunately, I couldn't take the trip to Belgrade to play.
So what you're saying is Serbia got lucky?
Yeah, well, Serbia did get a bit lucky. I think
they dodged the bullet there, didn't they?
It would have. It would have been a massive honour. It was a little dream I had to represent Russia. Even started trying to learn the national anthem.
Really?
I won't sing it for you.
Do I give us a blast?
No, I can't do that one. But,
so and then was did that lead into COVID?
That was post-COVID.
Post-COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were looking to. Russia's got real good relations with Serbia Rugby League. So we had Partizan Belgrade came over for a fixture, and Spartak Moscow went over to there to play Red Star Belgrade. We're doing sort of really good stuff, and then the aim was to sort of have to maybe set up a European league, which would involve Russian teams, maybe a Spanish team, an Italian team, Serbian team. And
you were on the sort of board of directors, is that what you call it?
Yeah,
board of directors?
Just trying to get it all going.
So you were trying to push Russian Rugby League?
And very much push that, like the football club idea of using Spartak Moscow or Locomotive Moscow, someone like that, a name that would attract sort of interest and maybe some sponsorship.
Well, John, thanks very much, mate, for showing me where you played. I'm glad we got in, glad we managed to sneak in before that security guard done his job. Good man. People only really know what they see of Moscow and of Russia in the news, but you know, you're testament to that. You've been here for 7 years, your whole life's here. You've had, you know, and you've really excelled in a sport and family life, work life. So thanks very much, mate.
Mate, loved it. Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Cheers.
All right, I hope you enjoyed John. If you want to look him up, it's John Christie. Dad was Trevor Christie. And you played for, what was the main club you played for here?
Locomotive Moscow and CSKA.
Great.
Yeah, my two main ones. Yeah.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. Check out one of my other videos. See you next time.